So I bought a 15-year-old PlayStation 3 controller and I have no idea if it's real or not. That's the problem when all of your favorite games are stuck on a console that's quickly approaching 20 years of age. While the consoles, knock on wood, are usually fine, minus yellow light of death concerns, the controllers unfortunately suffer from a lot more abuse. And the worst problem is that Sony ended production on official controllers a long time ago, and new ones are basically impossible to get your hands on unless if you want to spend $200 on one. So you can either get a disgusting used controller that probably doesn't even work, or worse, an awful third-party controller. This new DualShock 3 controller though, I found on eBay for $50, which makes me think that it's probably fake. And apparently there are a few ways to tell. So let's firstly unbox it though. So as you can see, the box is very much falling apart. So it makes me feel like it's genuine. If this is a 20-year-old box, it would make sense that it's falling apart. We've got this absolutely ancient looking documentation over here, which makes me feel like it's real. However, it could be aged in a fake way, like they could have just spilled a cup of coffee on this. And now we come to the actual controller. And how does it feel? Okay, so this is a real one from back in the day, and this is the new one. So it feels pretty good. I'd say the build quality feels pretty nice. The buttons feel nice and clicky, and the analog sticks feel pretty good as well. And yeah, it feels pretty similar to the original one. So apart from just complete guesswork like what I did, because I'd say that it feels pretty genuine, apparently there are a few ways to tell. Firstly, the font on the front for the select and start buttons should be a little bit thicker on the real one. So let's have a look over here. If you ask me, it looks pretty similar. Although, if I was to hazard a guess, I'd say it looks a little bit skinnier on the gold controller. So because of the slightly thinner font, although my eyes might be deceiving me, I feel like it might be a little bit of a fake. So another way to tell is that apparently on the real ones, the lights on the back that dictate which controller number it is, should be a little bit more flush. So on the real one, let's have a little bit of a feel. It does feel quite flush. It's a little bit indented. And on the gold one, let's have a feel. Okay, it feels like it's sticking out a little bit. Okay, so that's like 2 strikes to this new one. Another way to tell apparently is if the sticker on the back is a little bit crooked. So looking at the real one, I can tell that the sticker is a little bit crooked, and that's also the case on the new one. So that's a little bit difficult to tell over there. So if you are still unsure after all of that, like I am, apparently there is one final test. Apparently if you plug a real one into a computer, like what I am going to do now, it will say PlayStation 3 controller. So let's see what happens if I plug the new one in. What will it say? Oh my god, it says PlayStation 3 controller as well. Because apparently if it's fake, it will say PS3 gamepad. That is definitely not what I expected. I honestly cannot believe that this is real. It kind of turns out that I got the bargain of the century.